So I just did 2 lectures and realized that I had this set up for an external mic, and I don't have the external mic, and so that was essentially just a big waste of time. So it stinks to be me. All right, so collective nouns, pronoun antecedent. We'll only do 10. I'm going to work without a net. I've got the key right here. There's the key, but I'm not going to use it. I'm going to try and do this, reason it out with you, and see what happens. Go ahead and circle the correct pronouns based on the usage of the collective noun. Pause it and we'll discuss. All right. The committee discussed their personal goals for the coming year. Well, the way I reason is the committee discussed they're not all discussing the same goal, so I'm going to go with their. I will check these against the answer key later, so don't assume that I'm saying this is the right answer. I'm just thinking it is, and we'll go back and check. 2, the public should never take the law into its own hands, advised the officer. I'm going to say that's its own hands, but something about that makes me feel a little goofy. It is just the law, and the public would be taking all of the law. Okay, I'm going to go with this. The family carefully packed their suitcases for the trip. They're not all packed in the same suitcase. After hearing a moving speech, the majority enthusiastically clapped. Ay, ay, ay. The majority. Now, is the majority the collective noun, and that doesn't mean everybody? Ugh. This is not fun. This is not fun in the slightest. We're going to leave that one blank because I just don't know. Number 5, the club perceived. I'm going to say that's itself. The club perceived itself as average people despite their famous achievements. No, I'm going to change that. They didn't all achieve the same things. So I'm going to go to themselves. At halftime, the band picked up their instruments right. They don't all have the same instrument. The faculty arrived in 2s and 3s. Well, they're not all arriving together, so let's assume that's a there as well, 2s and 3s. Flock of sheep are roaming. I can tell you right now, I've already got the clue. This is a plural verb, so I don't care what you think, use that clue. They're roaming throughout the canyon without the shepherd. The idea here is they're not roaming together in one big flock. They're all kind of roaming separate in different ways, and that's why it's there. Performing the challenging song, the choir outdid themselves. Well, they're all performing it, so they're all singing it, so why do I want to put itself? No, okay, another undo here. It should be itself. And a number of trophies sat in their designated places in the trophy case. This has to do with number. Here's a rule. I'm going to not use it on the quiz, but here's the rule. If it's the number, it's singular. If it's a number, it's plural. You know, like I said, there's a ton of rules in this chapter, and sometimes I just have to select which ones I am and I'm not going to go with. And that's one I selected not to go with. But there it is again. All right, now let's pull up the answers. Okay. See, now look at number 2 already. Here are the answers we need to worry about right here. There or it's for number 2. This drives me nuts. Okay. So basically, 2 is just one of those sentences you should never even put on a worksheet, let alone a quiz. If it could be either or. 1 there, 3 there, 4 there. All right, let's look at this. Enthusiastically clapped. I can only assume, this is goofy. I can only assume that even though the majority is the collective noun, it's not everybody in the audience. Thus, since everyone is not enthusiastically clapping, we go with majority as being plural, and we go with there. If you want this explained to you, I'll try and do it better. But that's what I'm thinking. The collective noun is an audience. It's the majority of the audience. Hence, it's not everybody. Hence, we have this idea of people doing things individually. Ay, ay, ay. 5 themselves, 6 there, 7 there, 8 there. Man, there are a lot of theirs. 9 itself, yes, and 10 is there. Okay, so I did pretty good. I did not too shabby. The only one I missed was 2, and even that one showed its ugly little head. Remember, we're not going to have a lot of these, probably just a couple for the quiz. Whether they be subject, verb, or pronoun antecedent. Look for the clues. Like I've told you, look for verbs or pronouns depending on what you're working with. If you're working with a pronoun antecedent collective noun problem, look for the verb if it avails itself. If you're looking for a subject verb, look for that form of there, or perhaps even its if it's in the sentence. All right, that's it for this one. I'll come back with another one shortly.